Welcome to ASTRO Live Monthly with CYNDI Wallace. I'm glad to be here with you tonight and go over all the transits that are going to happen in February. So we're going to start now with all the transits, and then we'll do a little mini readings afterwards. So I'm glad that you could be with us tonight. We have a lot going on in this month, especially for the Capricorns and for the Aquarians. So it's going to be a really good month for especially those, but there's a lot of surprises in store for all the signs. So let's go over some of the highlights of the month. Uranus will make a sextile to Jupiter, so put this date on your calendar. You want to put February 17th on your calendar. Hi there, welcome. You want to put February 17th on your calendar because that's when Jupiter, which is a good luck planet, is going to sextile with, hi Katie. Hello, beautiful Katie. Welcome. I have some good news for you, Katie, by the way. Jupiter, which is in Pisces right now, will make a sextile to Uranus. And that's going to be very, very good this month, especially. Hi, Linda. Good to see you. Good evening. Hi, Kathy. Bless you. Thank you for coming. I know how hard it is after a day at work or whatever you've been doing to meet up with us, but I appreciate it every month. So welcome. All right, we were just telling Katie, which is our little Pisces here. Linda, you're going to have to refresh my memory about your sign. I know Kathy's a Capricorn. She's my twin, so she should be that. But Uranus is going to sextile Jupiter in Pisces, and that date you want to put on your calendar for the Powerball. The best day to play this month will be February 17th. So put that on your calendar and play the Powerball. You might win. Mercury goes direct in Capricorn this month, finally. How many of you had problems? Oh, okay, Linda, I'll remember that, Libra. Did you all have any problems this month with machinery or technology or anything like that? Communications? Because as of the 3rd, today it goes direct. So we probably won't have as many communication problems as we've had. Oh, you've had a lot, Katie. Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm sorry about that, but you get the reprieve today. It's going to go direct now. And Kathy, you did too. You know, I think you're the poster child for Mercury Retrograde. You'll have to make us a little poster every month of the problems that you've gone through. I know you've had a lot. I'm so sorry about that. But it is going direct now. You're going to find out that your mind isn't so fuzzy anymore. You're going to think more confidently. I've had a lot of brain farts this month. You know, like you go in a room and you don't know what you went in the room for. Yeah, so hi, Melanie. Good to see you. Yes, and I believe you're a Scorpio, if I remember correctly, right? Pluto and Mercury and Mars and Venus is going to be traveling through Capricorn this month. That's a lot of whammy. Hi there. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Olga. Good to see you. I think Melanie and Olga are Scorpios. Yeah. Okay. And also, so we're going to have Pluto, Mercury, Mars, and Venus in Capricorn. And then the new moon we had the other day on the 1st, on Groundhog Day. Did everyone see the groundhog? Did the groundhog see the shadow? I don't even watch the news anymore. So, yeah, so that new moon is in Aquarius. So the next full moon is going to be in Pisces. So I think Katie will like that. All right, let's start with Capricorn and Capricorn Rising. And so the new moon, like I said, is in Aquarius for the Capricorn and the Sun. The new moon and the Sun is in Aquarius. Aquarius is all about groups and friendships and things like that. And it's going to be in the Capricorn second house. Now, the second house is all about what people owe you, your financial situation, your money, your financial affairs, your financial goals, maybe investments. But Capricorn can be very charitable too. So it could be that possibly you're giving out more finances to charities this month. Or perhaps you're getting back some loans that you've put out. That could happen. And the Sun will be in the second house also, like I said, in Aquarius. So that could be charitable group situations or gatherings that have something to do with charity, well-being, inspiring. Maybe you decide to join some inspirational groups or meditation groups. And Venus, Mars have been going steady, rocking and rolling together for the last month or so, but now it's been in Capricorn. So that's caused a lot of passion, new relationships. If you're in a relationship, it would only get better. But Pluto is going to join into the fun, and Pluto always makes things more intensive. So in relationships, it's going to be very intense for especially the Capricorn, Cancer, Leo, and Aquarius. Very, very, very intense for the next 3 weeks. And for the Venus and Mars, it can be a lot of aggression. It can also be money and love and romance, meeting someone. If you were to meet someone, it's in your first house, which is your personal life. So I would say that if you don't know someone right now, you will probably meet them this month. Pluto is really going to stir up the dust. I promise you, it really is. And if you're in a relationship, it could really explode in the next 3 weeks in a lot of passion and romance. All right, and we have Valentine's Day coming too, so that would count, I think, in that equation of the next 3 weeks. Jupiter, for the whole world right now, is going in Pisces. You like that, Katie? That's more money, more, again, finances. But for the Capricorn, it's going to meet in your third house. And the third house is about your neighborhood. It's kind of in the area, the locale you live in. It's about communications. You might find that you're communicating a little bit more about investments, or maybe you're working harder to market yourself. That could very well be. But it will be till May 10th, and then it will go into Aries. But every 12 years, Jupiter goes into Pisces. So if you can think back, what was going on in your life, around 2010, what was going on? Was it a good financial, steady month for you? If you're a Capricorn, you would probably have been doing a lot of marketing and sales and communication back in 2010. But it's going to be a rocking and rolling month for Capricorn because you have those 4 planets, Pluto, Mars, Venus, and Mercury. That's a powerhouse. That's what we call locomotion in astrology. So, Kathy, I guess the month is going to clear up and get better for you. And hopefully you won't have that malefic Mercury on your tail anymore. I hope not. All right. Aquarius and Aquarius Rising, you're ruled by Uranus. Uranus right now is located in Taurus for the next 5 years. And that's what actually brought on working in the home from the COVID. The month that Uranus went into Taurus, all of a sudden we had lockdown and it started the work from home and the education from home. But for the Aquarius and the Aquarius rising, this is going to mean for you, it's going to be in your first house of the self, of the body, of the personality. And so it's a whole new beginnings for the Aquarian. And, you get this once every year, but the emphasis will be rebuilding your life in a new direction. And if you were born on about February 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, or the last part of January, you're going to feel, you would have felt that new moon more than the other signs. The sun will be in Aquarius, and that's again about the self, the body, the personality. So it's a very personal month for the Aquarian, and Aquarius is all about gatherings, groups, friendships, and cutting-edge situations, science, medicine. It may be this month that they announce a new situation with the COVID meds, that they're always learning something new every day. I heard from a scientist that from now on we're going to get the COVID shot within the flu shot once a year. So that might be a dynamic step. Maybe that comes out more in the open on the news. Mercury was in Aquarius, then it retrograded for the last 4 weeks in Capricorn. So it's still in Capricorn. It rules focus and communication, as you know, as Kathy found out. And before it stops, actually it stopped yesterday. Can you look back and see if yesterday was a grueling communication day for you? Because Mercury actually, stopped its transit and turned around. So that could have really played havoc on the computer and communication and things like that. But it's beam direct now, so that's going to bring back a lot of more intensity and focus and drive and communication. So it is going direct. It will not reach really where it turned around until the 2nd or 3rd week in February. So we call this the shadow period in astrology. It's in the shadow period because it hasn't yet caught up with where it was when it turned around. Hi, Kimberly. Good to see you. Good evening. Welcome, welcome. Everybody is so welcomed here. And the Mars and Pluto in Capricorn will be in your 12th house. Pluto is a transformation planet. Mars is the aggressor planet. Let's go, let's drive, let's move. And being in Capricorn, it's really going to get your work juices going and get into your career. So it could rule the government. We might see a lot going on in the government. It will be intense transformation with Pluto there. You might feel like you want to do some yoga or therapy. That would be great too. And Jupiter is in Pisces, as it is for the world, but for the Aquarian, it's in your 2nd house of money and finances. So that could help a lot. And it will be there until May 10th, and it's going to sextile Uranus, which could be a big surprise on 2/17. So you want to put 2/17 on your calendar to play the Powerball, because that's going to be the best day in the month. Another good day will be when Jupiter hits Neptune, but that won't be until about the 27th or the 28th of this month. So those are 2 good Powerball days. Hi, Brett from Down Under. Hello, welcome. Namaste. All right, Pisces and Pisces Rising. This is for our sweet little Katie and anybody else who's a Pisces, but I don't think we do. Pisces, you're ruled by Neptune. Neptune is right now transiting in your sign. So it's very powerful whenever it transits in your sign. And it's let's see, it's going on with that new moon. The sun is in Aquarius and that new moon is in Aquarius. And for the Pisces, it's in your 12th house right now. And that's, I want to be alone. But if you're buying a house or you're marketing or something like that, you might just be in a state where you're doing it yourself. You know, where you want to do it yourself. You know, if you're looking for a house, you might be with a realtor. Hi, Melissa Joe. Good to see you. Welcome. Namaste. So if you're looking for a home or you're, you know, doing something, you want to probably do it on your own. And it's going to be in that 12th house sun until the 19th of this month. And then it will go into Pisces. The sun will go into Pisces. So when it does, Katie, you're going to feel much more at home with yourself. Whenever the sun goes in your sign, you feel more comfortable with yourself because it's your sign. So Mercury is retrograding. It just stopped retrograding today. It turned direct, and we have to wait till it gets to its shadow self, the shadow time, which will be about 2 weeks from now, where Mercury did go retrograde, but it's direct now, and you should feel a little bit more focused and confident. And it's in the 11th house of friendships, and it will affect you with more communications with friends, more social life, you know, that kind of thing. So it's going to be very good with community services and your hopes, wishes, and dreams for the future, and especially for the Pisces when it hits at February 19th. But for the Aquarian right now, it's in your, the Jupiter is in your first house of self. All right, Aries. Aries, let's see, Brett, you're an Arian. Hi, Martha, good to see you. Namaste. Brett's an Aries ruled by Mars. So let's look and see, you always look and see where your ruler is, and it's in Capricorn joined with Venus. So this was a very passionate month for Arians. Good with love, good with romance. But there's a new kid in the block. There's a new mix coming up, and it's going to be Pluto. That Venus and that Mars is together is going to hit Pluto, and that will be on, it's going to be in the next 3 weeks. So that's going to be intensified triple. So if you've enjoyed your love life or your romance or passion, it's going to be even kicked up in higher gear when it hits Pluto, as Pluto intensifies and it becomes compulsive and obsessive. So be a little careful with that. But otherwise, it's going to be very, very intensified with that Mars and Venus. It's go, go, go. Venus is about love and money. So there's a lot of ambition coming up. We had the new moon on the 1st, and that new moon for the Arian was in the 11th house in Aquarius. So that made you probably want to get out a little more, see more of the world, go in more of groups and dynamics like that. And okay, Melissa, how you comment is there's a little box on the bottom, and you would, when you hit that box, okay, good, you got it, great. Okay, now Mercury is in Capricorn right now. It was retro for the last 4 weeks. We were talking about poor Kathy having it hard with all the retro and Katie, but they made it through. You made it through another one in your life. When we get 3 a year, that's okay, Melissa. No worries at all. Venus, Pluto, and Capricorn will follow into that, and Mercury will follow, and it will be in Capricorn, and it's going to be in your 10th house of career and status in the world. Maybe you're thinking of doing something new in a career. or having a new direction in that. So that could help out with that Mercury, which is the planet of communication. It's very savvy, very smart, intelligent. It rules the mind. So it could very well be that that starts up for you. Then Jupiter in Pisces, as it is for the whole world, will be in your 12th house Arian. And the 12th house is about, I want to be alone. So you might be doing finances or something with finances, maybe buying something new or investing money into something. But that whole procedure will be done. You'll want to be alone doing it. You won't want help while doing it. And it's going to sextile Uranus, so put February 17th on your calendar, everybody, because that is the best Powerball day that there is going to be in February. And then around the 27th, 28th, it's going to be another great Powerball time. So we have two. But that sextile to Uranus and Jupiter, that is very, very surprising. And Uranus is in Taurus, which is a house and family and home. And if you're a realtor, it would be really, really good. You'll probably sell a house on that day. But it's going to be a great surprise. And, you know, Pisces is all about expansion with Jupiter in your money. So it's going to be good for everybody, but especially the Virgos, Pisces, and Taurus, and Scorpio. So that might be a really good day for Martha. And so put that on. Melissa, are you a Scorpio? I think from what I remember you were. Tell me what you are so I can emphasize your sign when it comes up. All right, Taurus and Taurus rising, you're ruled by Venus. So that Venus is riding along with Mars this month, causing a lot of passion, romance. Ooh la la. So it's all about that. Yeah, I thought you were a Scorpio. So we have Olga and Melissa, and there was another one. We'll find out. But the sun for the Taurus and new moon is in your 10th house. And 10th house is about status, what you are to the world. It's going to emphasize all of that, your career. Possibly you get a new job, or you want to look for a new job. Maybe you get a promotion. That could very well be. But Taurus is all about the home and the family. So it could be maybe you get married, or maybe you become a father or a mother. So that could very well be. And in Aquarius is about cutting edge stuff, you know, medicine, science, the future, and also groups and friends. So that could very well be, you know, a career boost, or if you're with a group that maybe you become the leader of the group in your work, could be that. Now, Mercury was retroing from January 14th, and it just turned today direct, but it really won't be in full form until it hits in 2 weeks. In February, it has to hit the shadow self to become more potent. So it's in your 9th house for the Taurian. 9th is all about publishing. It's going to put a focus on long-distance travel. Taurus is about the family and home, so maybe you take the family on a trip. Possibly you are doing some publishing or publication work. You might be advertising yourself on Zoom or doing some classes on Zoom. It can be all that. And that has, like I said, gone direct. But Taurus is an earth sign, so it should be very compatible with that Mercury in Capricorn. So they're both earth signs, so that would do very, very well. All right, and then Mercury is going to join that Mars-Pluto, and now we're going to put in the mix Venus with that. So your money, your love, your passion could be really, really, really intense this month. It's going to be in your 9th house again of travel. Maybe you go to travel to see your honey. Maybe you plan a trip with your honey. Maybe it's, you could be publishing a book to make money. Can be all of those. So that's going to be very, very good. I'm telling you that Pluto mix with the Venus and Mars. When we don't get that very, very often at all. It takes Mars 2 years to hit a sign, and it takes Venus 1 year to hit a sign. But that Pluto, it's in a sign for 17 years. So we don't get that often. So this is a real big deal in Capricorn. Now that Pluto won't leave Capricorn until spring of 2024. And I know you're going, oh God. But next year you're going to start to see great strides with what Pluto was trying to get you through since 2008. Hi Teresa, namaste, welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight. Teresa, rehash my memory. I can't remember what sign you are. I think it might be a water sign though. But let me know what sign you are so I can emphasize when we get to your sign. Okay, now Jupiter is in Pisces for the world, but for the Taurus, it's going to hit your 10th house of career, what you are in the world, who you are in the world, a Libra, okay. All right, we have 2 Libras here. And so the 10th house is going to be magnified with Jupiter. Jupiter will enhance the career. And on that 17th of February, it's really going to make a pow. A big surprise is going to occur. So I'm telling everybody to put the 17th of February on your calendar so you don't miss that, I would be playing the Powerball that day. Hi, Rick. Hello, hello. And Tina. Welcome. Namaste. Thanks for joining us. All right. Gemini and Gemini Rising. Gemini, you're ruled by Mercury. You were very affected as the Virgos were with that Mercury. And it's over now. We won't have another one until the fall. So that'll be very good. And then another one at the end of the year. So I'm just warning the people that have had problems with them. Put it on your calendar. But the new moon for the Gemini is in Aquarius, as it is for the world. But for you, it's in your 9th house. And the 9th house is all about publishing and long-range travel, and Aquarian is about groups and friends. So it might be that maybe you decide to go on a trip with some friends. Maybe you decide to enter into more groups or gatherings. Maybe you're going out a little more now, facing the crowds. And the sun and that new moon was in Aquarius, by the way, also, and that was on the 1st, on Groundhog Day. So also that Mercury went retro all of Capricorn, all of January, and it was started on the 14th of January, and it went direct today. So that's all good news for everybody, especially the Virgos and the Geminis, because you're ruled by Mercury. And that Mercury is going in Capricorn, and for you, it's going to be in your 8th house of finances. You're going to start getting a new beginning with finances, and you're going to probably set some new goals for yourself with finances. Now, Gemini is all about board games, sports, recreation, golf, tennis. It's about children, raising children, having children. It's about sports and love and romance and writing books and anything creative, especially those hobbies. It's hobbies and enjoyable pastimes. So, in the 9th house, that really could be a lot to do with possibly, again, traveling abroad or starting new groups on Zoom. I would assume that a lot of people are starting that. And it's going to catch up with the shadow self in the midpoint of February, around the 15th of February. So we're going to feel much more in contact with people. We're going to feel much more communicative. Computers aren't going to break down as much. They may break down, but not like they are when they're in a retro. So the Venus, Mars, and Pluto are all together in Capricorn. That's a lot of energy, lots of energy. And for the Gemini, it's going to hit you in your 8th house. 8th house is all about finances, real estate, new beginnings, that kind of thing. And it's going to activate that. And because Mercury is moving ahead now, and so is Venus, we don't have as many planets in retrograde any longer. So that's good. We've had a lot since the summer, and then it all started correcting itself and moving direct. Now, Jupiter is in Pisces, as it is for the world, but for the Gemini, it's in your 10th house. 10th house is career, who you are to the world, your reputation. 10th house is status. It can be the house of the father. So it could be that you hear some things about your dad, or you're communicating more with your dad or the parents. You're possibly making arrangements to settle your parents somewhere in their that possibly last home. I've talked to a lot of people that are doing that right now for Gemini, and it can be all of that. So good luck with the Geminis. And now we move into the Cancers, the very sensitive people, I call them. They're very psychic, very empathic, probably the most of the zodiac. And they're ruled by the moon. And the moon is very sensitive and gives out very sensitive forces. And it's a mysterious element. So we always tag the moon with the psychic or the occult, or things that are paranormal. To me, they're normal, but to people that don't understand it, it may not be normal. So the Cancer and Cancer Rising, your moon, the new moon hit on the 1st, and your sun hit in Aquarius. And Aquarius is about groups and friendships, and it hit in your 8th house. And the 8th is all about, wait a minute, I'm just trying to figure this out because I don't think it's the 8th. Yep, it is the 8th. Oh, I was right, first of all. The 8th house is all about real estate, money, financial affairs, new beginnings and endings. So it could be that, you're starting some new beginnings with your finances. Maybe you're starting with a new bank. Maybe you're starting a new investment or doing investments. It could be that you're selling your home or buying a home. Could be both. So that will help you out with all of that, the Cancers. Now, remember, the Cancer is opposing Capricorn, and will get the big whammy of the Pluto, Mars, Venus, and Mercury. So whatever Capricorn is getting right now, the Cancers are included because they oppose Capricorn. So they're going to get that big whammy too. So in that big whammy of those 4 planets, it's going to be in your 7th house of partnership, marriage, partnership with business affairs, business partners. It could be open enemies. But all that is going to be a whammy of a hit, and particularly in the next 3 weeks. So, all around the world, it could be possibly the decisions of war in Russia. It's kind of, to me, looking like that, with that Mars and that Venus and that Pluto all coming together, really. So for the world, you know, it could be a big new skirmish or something like that. I'd hate to put that out, but with Pluto, it doesn't telegraph well, so you never can really know what Pluto is going to do until it does it. So we'll have to wait and see. But for the Cancer, you could be getting a proposal for marriage. You could be getting married under that beautiful moon that you love so well. Now, Jupiter is in Pisces, but the Cancer is a water sign, so that Jupiter is going to do very well, not only in Pisces, but in Cancer too. Hi, Rita. Hello. Yes, you are, just in time for Leo. So the Jupiter in Pisces will be in your 9th house for the Cancers. And the 9th house is all about long-distance affairs, long-distance travel. It's that sector of the zodiac wheel where you could be doing some publishing. If you wrote a book, you could be doing publishing. It's will help you out in your career. It can sometimes be a marriage house too, but mostly it's at a distance. So if you are getting married this month or proposed to, it might be done on a long-distance trip. That's what I think it is. It's expansive and it brings in travel. And remember, we're going to have that hit on the 17th of Uranus. And that's going to be very surprising to all of us, but in a good way, in a positive way. It will be about money and it will be about your home. So if you're selling your home, it'll be very lucky. If you want to buy a home, you could find the right home. And it could be really, really good. All right, Rita Lalita. We have Leo and Leo rising. And your sun and the new moon that took place on the 1st is all in Aquarius. Aquarius is all about groups and the future. But for the Leo, it's hitting in your 7th house of partnership and romance. Isn't that good, Rita? Romance, partnership. It could be a proposal. It could be a partnership in work. But most of the time, I equate the 7th house to marital partnerships. You might meet the right one if you're not with somebody. If you're with somebody, it can only get better. And why I say that is because we have that Venus, Mars, Pluto, and Mercury all in Capricorn, which can mean the government or it can mean your work, career. And it's a very disciplined sign, but for the Leo, it's hitting in your 6th house of work, health, and everyday occurrences. It can also be pets. So I would say with all that Venus going on, you could, Mars, Pluto, oh my God, you could meet somebody at work. Hi, David. Good to see you. You could meet at work. You could meet that someone at work. You could, what are other things? You could be signing for something or doing an investment and, you know, you meet the person that way, or you may meet in a group situation or a gathering. So this is very, very good for, hi, David. This is very, very good for, you know, group ventures and things like that for you in romance department. And money, because the 6th house is all about career. Jupiter in Pisces, which is great for everybody. It's going to be transiting in Pisces until June. It's going to hit that Uranus on the 17th. So that is a lucky break for the Leos in your house of the 8th, which is endings and new beginnings. It can be your finances, real estate. It can be also, it can be the psychic house. It can be the house of healing and the psychic realms. So that's very, very good. Jupiter expands. So you might see an expansion in your bank account. That would be great. All right, Virgo is, I think, Martha's a Virgo, and David is a Leo. Okay, so all that went to David. Martha, I don't think we have any other Virgos unless Deborah is here tonight. Virgo and Virgo rising, your sun and that new moon that was on the 1st is hitting in your 6th house of career, everyday ventures, health. It can be about pets also. And yeah, you are special, Martha. I always knew it when I met you. You're very special. And the 19th, it will change from that Aquarius and go into Pisces. But for now, it's in your 6th house. Then it's going to go on after the 19th. It's going to go into your 7th house. And 7th is all about partnership. If you're in a partnership, it will get better. Thank you. If you're in a partnership, it will get better. And if you're not, you could meet somebody for a partnership. It could be the right one for a marital partnership, because the 7th house to me is really about partnerships, romantic partnerships. They can be business, but I see it more as a romantic thing. The Mercury, which rules Virgo, by the way, that's your ruler. Were you a little more affected, Martha, with the Mercury retrograde? Did things break down on you, or did you have trouble with communications? Because it's over now as of today. It goes direct, so you don't have to worry about the Mercury retro anymore. But it would affect Virgos and Geminis the most. It affects the whole world, but it affects the Geminis and Virgos the most. So for you, that is in your 5th house of recreation, children, sports, happy pastimes. If you're writing a book, it will be very successful. It's, hobbies, fun pastimes, I would say. It could be grandchildren, playing with children, doing things with children. You're so good at that, Martha. So it could be all that. It's all going to be in your 5th house all month. So that's a lot of fun. That's recreation and fun and gatherings and games, hobbies and games. Now that Jupiter is in Pisces, as it is for the world, but for you it's going to be in your 7th house of partnership. It's going to be amazingly lucky month for partners. If you have one, if you don't, you could meet one. That goes for the Leos too. And also remember, Martha, to put that February 17th date on your calendar, the best day to play the Powerball. And for you, it will hit in your 6th house of career, everyday affairs, pets, and health. So if you were going to the doctor on that day, you might get a surprising ray of sunshine about your health. It'll be a good surprise. It's very favorable. So that's going to affect you in the 6th. All right, Libra and Libra rising. Yeah, we have 2 Libras here. And I don't know if Deb's here or not, but that would make it 3. But for the Libra, you're ruled by Venus, and Venus is right now in partnership with Mars in Capricorn, and it's going to be hit very soon by Pluto and Mercury, and those are going to make firecrackers with passion and all of that, and that's going to be in the Librian's 4th house of family and home. And 4th house can also be real estate, and it's kind of like the life house. It's how you stand up in your life. And when anything ever hits the 4th house, it's sort of like a life, it can be a life change. So for the Libra, that it could very well, could be you move, or you find another place, or you redecorate, or something like that. But the sun is in Aquarius, and that new moon on the 1st was in Aquarius in the 5th house. So, hi, Christina. Welcome, welcome. The fifth house is all about recreation, fun, gatherings, children, grandchildren. It can be a little about pets. It's about love and romance in the heart and heart-filled things, hobbies, things like that, writing a book. It would be you writing the book, not publishing it though. But if you want to write a book, it would be a great time to do that in the fifth house for the Libra. Now, Libra is an air sign, so it's very conducive, and it emphasizes the next 4 weeks for the Libra because it's an air sign. So Mercury was retrograde in Aquarius, then it moved back into Capricorn, still in Capricorn now, but it went direct today. So no more Mercury retrograde. You were affected in your fourth house, Libra. And Libra is all about, again, that house is all about the home and family and real estate matters and how you're living life. It's really a life house, kind of. And how you're doing that. Mercury started going retro mid-January, and today it finished that up, but it really won't be where it should be until the second week in February, and then it will, because right now it's transiting in it's what's called a shadow time, or the shadow phase. It has to catch up with where it was when it turned around. Now, we were talking about that Venus rules Libra, so that's going to be extra special for you, Librians. In Capricorn, it could be making more money at work. It could be meeting somebody at work with that Mars and Pluto. If you don't have somebody, you surely have to find someone with this transit. It is so powerful. So, I would think that things would get very passionate and romantic if you're in a relationship. But if you're not, you possibly could find someone. Hi, Allison. Hello, welcome to the group. We're happy to have you. And Jupiter is in Pisces, and Pisces rules Neptune. Neptune rules Pisces, and right now for the world, we all have it in Pisces. And Jupiter for the Libra will be in the 6th house of career. If you're looking for a career, it should be very good. Oh, Allison, are you a Libra? I don't know, when you said fabulous, I thought maybe that hit home. So it's going to be in your 6th house, Libra, of career, and it's going to be about everyday affairs. It will be very, very lucky for you all month. And remember, on the 17th, that is the luckiest day with Jupiter, because Jupiter is going to sextile Uranus, and that can bring in a wonderful surprise. You know, we don't know exactly what Uranus or Pluto ever does, because they kind of have they don't telegraph well on the earth plane, so we never can know what exactly they're going to do, but we know they're going to do something very, very favorable. We do know that, and it's going to be about family and home and money. So again, you might buy a house or sell a house or do something in real estate that's very, very lucky. All right. Okay, Allison, I guess you're going to have to do the playback. I'll play it back right after we resume, but we've already done the Gemini and Virgo. But I have to tell you that you are lucky because, like Martha, you're over with the Mercury Retro. That ended today, and it's going direct. All right, Scorpio. In Scorpio Rising, we have a couple Scorpios here in this group. I know. And Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. You know, I'm always referring to old Pluto as the transformational planet. It doesn't telegraph well on the Earth, so it's very hard to predict what Pluto is going to do, but we know it will be transformative, and it's been transiting right now for 15 years in Capricorn. So the Capricorns and Cancers are very, very tired of this transit, and they will be finally over with it. It'll start to leave next year, but in the spring of 2024, it will finally be over with. And the Capricorns and Cancers, I know, will be celebrating. I'm always saying I'm going to do, hi Jennifer, nice to see you. Well, you missed Leo, but I'm going to do the rerun after so you can hear what Leo is all about. But I'm going to plan a Capricorn Cancer party and Scorpio party for all of the people that had to endure Pluto for 17 years. And then it will go into Aquarius and oppose Leo. So for the next 17 years. So, well, us Capricorns and Cancers, whoever survive will give them the hope and the platitude that they need to go on. Hi, Jen. Oh, we have two Jens here. Hello, hello. Good to see you, Jen Allen. All right. For the Scorpio, the new moon was in Aquarius, and it hit, and that new moon hit in, and the sun right now is in your 4th house. And the 4th house is all about family, home, new beginnings. It can rule the home, renovations, real estate, that type of thing. Oh, good. Yes, Peter is a Cancer. Good. This will apply to him. He won't have that awful Pluto anymore. But actually, Pluto is good. Without it, we wouldn't have death and birth, and we wouldn't have our transformation going on. So it really is a favorable planet. In the long run, it's just very grueling to have it in your sign. The Mercury for the Scorpio went direct today. We were talking about that. And so you're going to get more focus and more confidence as the next couple weeks go on. And it will be in a shadow period for the next 2 weeks. It means that it's going to catch up to where it was before it turned around. It doesn't really turn around, by the way. It's an optical illusion. But because it does look like it, you didn't feel like doing mind stuff, you know. I don't know what that interruption was all about, but whatever it was, welcome, welcome. The Venus, Pluto, and Mars, and Mercury is all in Capricorn for the Scorpio, and that's hitting in your 3rd house of marketing, everything that's in your neighborhood, local. You might feel like you want to go on local trips. You might make money locally. With that Pluto there, that's really going to stir the pot. If you're single, you could meet somebody in your neighborhood or at a gathering in the locale that you live in. It's also about marketing and communication, so you might meet somebody on the computer if you're not dating and you're a Scorpio. So that's going to be really, really wild, those 4 planets in Capricorn in your 3rd house, Scorpio. And then Jupiter, which is good luck, is transiting in Pisces. So that's going to really be lucky for you in money. And it's going to hit you in your 5th house of gambling, happy pastimes, relationships, children, grandchildren, sometimes pets. It could be... you know, it's sort of like recreation and sports, that type of thing. So you could make money doing a sport or playing the Powerball, gambling. Jupiter does rule gambling, so that's why I'm telling everybody to put the 17th down on your calendar, because you really could win the Powerball. Wouldn't that be something if everyone in this group won the Powerball on the 17th? Yeah, we'd be in good company, right? All right, and Sag, I think this goes to Jennifer Allen. Sag and Sag Rising, your new moon and the sun hit in Aquarius as it did for the world. That's about groups and gatherings. But for you, it hit in your third house. That's about marketing ventures and things like that in your own locale. That means you could start going out in groups in your own locale, getting more invested in group situations in your own locale, or marketing, doing more marketing work, or working on the Zoom, or classes on the internet. But it will rule all that. That will be the feature of the month for you. Now, Mercury Retro went retro in the midpoint of January, and it just went direct today. That is hitting you in your second house of finances. So if the last 4 weeks were a little fuzzy with finances, it should get much better now. It will take 2 weeks for Mercury to move into the time it was when it turned around, but you should definitely feel much more confident about money issues as we go further into February. Now, Venus, Pluto, Mars, and Mercury are all transiting in Capricorn. That is a wowza. That is so powerful. And we don't get it that much, It's like one of those things that just seldomly happens. So if you're in a romance right now, it could blossom, and it's going to be in your second house of finances. So maybe you get together with an investor, or maybe it's in your career, or maybe it's has something to do with money. Maybe someone owes you money and brings it to you. You fall in love. It could be all that. Venus, Pluto, Mars, and Mercury. So that's definitely, if you're not in a relationship right now, it should bring one in. Communication, transformation, ambition, money, and love. That's what it all rules in your second house of finances. And then the ruler of Sag is Jupiter. So you always want to look at what Jupiter's doing, all the little Sages. And the ruler of Sag is in your fourth house of home, real estate. It could be that you decide to renovate your home, and you'll have the money to do it. You might buy a new appliance, but it's very lucky, especially on the 17th of February. So please play the Powerball, everybody. And if you win, let us know next month if we had any winners. And any type of gambling, now I'm not saying go out and take your savings and gamble it away, but I am saying that any type of gambling, if you happen to have a casino near you, take $20 and see what happens on the 17th. Go to the racetrack, A couple of you that were ruled by that fifth house, that could be what it means, going to the races. I think we were talking about that for the Scorpios, All right, well, we are finished with our astrology forecast for this month. And I want to get into some readings with you all. So tonight we're using the cards Satina, the Satina deck. And so some of you like to look for them. I'm sorry, it's the Ansada Tarot. This is what it looks like on the box. The Ansada. I haven't used it that much, but once you learn tarot, you can use any deck. Doesn't matter. All right. Does anybody have a question that they would like to ask? Just looking for questions. Anybody have any questions? David, I think you wrote me, but I haven't gotten a chance to write you back. Would you like me to answer that question? If he's still here. I'm going to answer David's question. I don't know whether you want me to publicly say the question or not, but it has to do with your career. So let's look at that. And I'm going to shuffle the cards. And I know your granddad is with us as they all gather here. There's so many loving spirits around right now. I can feel them all. Okay, David, you have this card. This card. And this card. So in answer to your question, it had to do with career. If you wait, it's going to be a while. That's what the cards are saying. If you want to wait it out, eventually it would happen, but it might be maybe 3 or 4 years from now. If you feel like you want to move ahead, which here does show some opportunity for you coming, then you could do so. But it would be worth waiting for if you can do that. But if you can't, then by all means, move on with your career. But the ending is good if you stay. It's just that it's not right now. So if you have anything that you want to add, just let me know. Okay. Let's see. Any other questions? Rita, do you have your question? You want me to do your question, Rita? I don't know if Rita's still here. Let's see. Okay, let me do Rita. Rita, I don't know if you're still here or not, but this card, and this card. Okay, were you aware that somebody's interested with you at work? Now that doesn't mean that that's the special person, but somebody is interested with you at work. So just for your information, put it in your back pocket. It looks like the next 8 weeks can bring in a new love. And, it might be sooner than 8 weeks, but it looks explosive. Looks like you've never been this happy about something. So it does look like that's going to work out for you in the next 8 days to 8 weeks. But somebody does like you a lot at work, but I'm not saying that that's the person you're going to end up with. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions? Any other questions? I don't see any. I'm going to do Katie because I don't know if I'm even on, but there was an interruption, but it's showing that there are several people on here. So let me do Katie because I don't see any other questions unless this thing isn't registering it. Okay. Katie, we have this card for you. This card for you, the Hangman. And this card for you. Hi, Amina. Hello, Amina. Glad to see you. Welcome, namaste. Okay. Katie, it looks like to me maybe you've already found the right house. So I don't know if you're working on it now or not, but it looks to me like you could have found that right house already. So in the next couple weeks, you're going to settle and make strides to moving to your new home, setting a date. So it looks like you could have already done it. Can you think back of the homes that you've looked at? Maybe one that you've looked at is coming up still. So kind of look back on what you've looked at, and maybe one becomes available for you, okay? All right. Anybody else with a question? Hi, Amina. Anybody else with questions? No, I don't see any. I'm not even sure if this is still transmitting. Okay, because I don't see any other questions. Okay, I'll look twice. Christina, do you have any questions? Amina, do you have any questions? All right. Well, I thank you so much for coming tonight. I don't know if we got interrupted or not, or if I'm still on or what, but I'm very, very sorry for the interruption if it did cause any problem for you in watching. And we will be back next month to bring you the monthly astrology news. I'm going to replay what we did record right after this so you can see your sign if you missed it. And I so appreciate everybody that comes in every month. I know that it's late for you, so I appreciate so much that you came. Let's see. Looks like there is a question, so we'll get that one. I don't see any more. I know you're saying there is one, but it's not showing up on my thing. So I'm terribly sorry about that. If you want to inbox me, I'll go ahead and I'll be glad to do the questions in inboxing me on Messenger. But I want to thank you so much for joining up. We'll see you next month. And until then, namaste, aloha, ashe, aho. Be safe and enjoy this month of February. We'll see you on Astro News Weekly. God bless. Stay safe.